Here, Draft Dr. Phil rants.
But anyways, let's get over to DDP. It's rant time, boys and girls. Let's go.
You're stealing from me, Shane, with that last point. Listen, Club Dub is about to get the DJ scratching and cutting, and you Bears fans are all going to be there. You know, same with me and Shane, scratching and cutting your head because you can't even comprehend what is transpiring here with the Chicago Bears. It's hard to imagine, you know, what you see each and every week with this football team. They run into a dumpster fire even worse than your Chicago Bears in the New York Giants, down to their last option at quarterback. In fact, if you were a patron, you would have heard me talk about it's almost an indictment on Mr. Ryan Pace himself about how this organization, how this team is being run. You saw Mike Glennon, $18 million passed on. You heard the broadcasters. They passed on Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson for Mitch Trubisky. Everybody knows the story. But to Shane's point, in a day where you're demolishing your opponent, the gimmicks and tricks, they show themselves. And that's exactly who this coach is, who this organization is. Now, when we study the tape and we look at the tape and we do the homework, we all saw on this network, we saw defending of this signing right here, setting the single season sack record here for the Bears. All time, the Chicago Bear, Robert Quinn, 18 sacks, and to Shane's credit, probably should have had 1.5 more today. But ultimately, the story is, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? Because Andy Dalton playing today makes as much sense as Tevin Jenkins sitting on the sideline. Now, if Justin Fields is healthy and ownership goes down and says, I don't want him playing with this shoe salesman, we fucked up. We hired a guy that can't even be a head coach. He's a glorified public relations member of players. He's a friend. He's a football friend. Everybody loves him. That's what we're going to say. Everybody, and I'm sure Matt Nagy, his family, and everything about them are great, and they're nice people. Well, that doesn't win football games. Game planning, accountability, preparation. Before you jump into the lake of where's this been all season long? Seattle sucks, and so do the Giants. That's what happens in the NFL. When you play shit, you might look a little bit brighter. That turd might shine a little bit brighter. But if you're following and paying attention, there's a reality that there's so much talent on this football team that's been unused. But back to my original point. If Justin Fields is healthy and he's not playing because ownership's afraid of their coach, why is he here? Why is this coach here? If Tevin Jenkins is on the sideline, not getting these valuable reps at left tackle, and he's your future, and your quarterback's your future, this organization sucks. This football organization is an embarrassment. It's a sabotage. Play the Beastie Boys. Give me that guitar riff right now. Because that's what's going on here. And before you get your panties in a bunch about a victory, if you think that's something you're going to fucking stamp your flag into the moon for, then you are lost as a football fan. That was an empty stadium full of giveaway tickets. Hey, here's some free tickets. Go watch this shit organization lose again. What the narrative forgets in that 12-4 season that they keep championing can never say that word. Is Vic Fangio's 39 takeaways. Yeah, that's important to football. Football's a team sport, the ultimate team sport. And if you had the opportunity to watch John Madden, may he rest in peace, my broadcasting idol, football is nothing without John Madden, in my opinion. What he did, not only in the broadcast booth, but on the field, and love of the game resonated so much so that everybody, including mothers, grandmothers, grandsons, daughters, football fans all over the world got to understand the game bigger and better because of him. And today, our Chicago Bears take another step backwards. If you follow along here, Andy Dalton is a free agent. Nick Foles, who they traded for and paid handsomely, is with the team next year. So an indictment on this organization once again is putting a guy that you paid out there, politics, over playing Nick Foles if Justin's hurt. It's one with which Shane talked about on the Patreon channel. It's an organization that doesn't see the fucking trees before the forest. They don't see anything bigger. They're so stuck in the Ernie Accorsi hairpiece. It's in your face. Ted Phillips and George McCaskey, Milhouse and Flanders aren't involved in making football decisions. Ryan Pace has, right? That's what they've sold. Matt and Ryan are men of great character, like George. Well, all of the characters need to leave the screen, and a new day needs to arise, because in these little decisions that have big ramifications, because I know some of you guys are, I don't want Justin getting hurt. Well, I'm a football guy, and I say the more reps in preparation, the better. The more understanding that Allen Robinson isn't an $18 million receiver, the better for your future. These are where those answers are found on game day. If I hear that we had another great week of practice, I may lose my mind, because in my coaching career, I don't think I ever went in any situation saying, well, we had a great week of practice, I wonder what happened. It's performance. It's how you get out there and perform when it matters. That's all that matters. I've been around guys that practice like shit, that go out on Sundays or Friday nights or Saturday mornings and play their asses off. It's up to you, the head coach, the GM, to determine the best players are going to play. We are going to put our future first in the hands of competence, not incompetence. Until that changes, Shane, these Chicago Bears are going to be floundering and millhousing in mediocrity. And that is my rant.
Hear Draft Dr. Phil rants during each and every Bears Hour Live.